Good evening.
Thank you so much everybody for coming today. I welcome everyone here. First Pak Bahlil, Pak Arya, and Pak Rosan. We really thank you for your attendance today, and we're really here to talk about a very important topic for our country, for Indonesia today. That is the geopolitics of green transition. As we all know, especially more of Pak Bahlil, about the development of EV ecosystem by utilizing the nickel, the PT Nikel in Indonesia. The controversy of it all in Raja Ampat. But more specifically, we are talking about PT Gag Nikel. But before anything else, let us do each of our own opening statements. What is it? Is we just explain each of our institution's goals, our institution's concerns. Maybe we should start with Pak Bahlil. All the time is yours.
So our mission is clear: to unlock Indonesia's potential in a way that drives sustainable economic development and position Indonesia as a global leader in EV supply chain. We are open to responsible investment that has the potential to create jobs and benefit the local communities.
Okay, PT Gag Nikel is committed to operating responsibly and contributing to Indonesia's green transitions. We are aware of the concerns surrounding the Raja Ampat permit, and we are working closely with local governments, local communities, and of course national government agencies and environmental groups to address them transparently.
The Green Climate Fund stands ready to support Indonesia's sustainable development pathways, including the nickel sector, which is critical for EV batteries. We are committed to ensuring that our projects meet rigorous environmental and social safeguards to ensure climate benefits and community well-being. Now, the PT Gag Nikel permit controversy highlights the value of transparency and compliance in maintaining investor confidence and securing climate finance.
As the Minister of Investment and Downstream Industry, my focus is on maximizing Indonesia's value creation from its natural resources. The nickel sector is also of strategic importance to us, not only in mining, but also in promoting the development of concentrated downstream EV battery and component industry that can contribute to economic growth and technological advancement. Let's address the key risks in Indonesia's nickel supply chain. About 75% of refining capacity is controlled by Chinese companies, which creates a geopolitical vulnerability amid US-China tensions. Any disruption there could seriously impact EV production batteries.
Plus, incidents like the recent landslide at Morowali show how fragile concentrated refining hubs can be. These disruptions cause price swings, making long-term planning difficult. Environmental and social issues are equally urgent. We must be aware of that. Nickel mining has led to water pollution on Obi Island in Maluku, affecting local communities and such.
Traceability is tough because materials get mixed along the supply chains. Investing in better tracking technologies can help us ensure ethical sourcing. And on top of that, Indonesia plans to cut nickel production quotas by 40% up to next year to stabilize prices. That, combined with export bans, could tighten supply and push costs higher.
Now, to summarize this part of our meeting today, we should enhance supply chain transparency, diversify suppliers beyond China, engage constructively with local stakeholders, invest in sustainability, and build risk buffers like stockpiles. Now, this balanced approach will secure supply, uphold our ethical standards, and keep our EV production on track.
As we know that nickel resources in Indonesia included in top 5 list of the best quality nickel in the world. Many foreign countries invest and buy our nickel, including, for example, Mercedes-Benz, right, in Morowali. They do buy our nickel to develop their own EV. It brings Indonesia more profits.
But then the concerns become the nickel mining place. Raja Ampat, known as the last paradise, is not very suitable for nickel mining. It is a protected land and habitat. Raja Ampat is not an empty region or a random place that you can use for illegal mining. Even the general Indonesian people know this. Many communities live there, and from there, that the only life resources for their life is by fishing and traditional markets, drinking from the rivers. And if the wild and maritime ecosystem is corrupt, it can bring danger to its ecosystem surrounding it.
So, what can you expect from this legal mining? It can bring Indonesia a lot of profits. Indonesian nickel exports can be more flourishing than before. Or do you have any suggestions for mining activities?
I agree with Rosan. There is a lot of minerals commodities in Indonesia that we can extract and explore. And do you have any suggestion for better minerals mining that we can sell?
A couple of proposals for you and the rest of the governments to get another alternative. Nickel mining location and the alternative resources. And yes, first, in Morowali Regency, Central Sulawesi, in 2023, they produced over 64 tons of nickel cobalt and were ready to be exported worldwide. Second, other than nickel, we can explore more potential of lithium resources also located in Sulawesi. As the top lithium producer is in Africa, but we can explore more on our lithium potential, rather than damage our last paradise, that is Raja Ampat. But if we still want to have mega mining activity, we can improve our bauxite mining as mineral commodities and as an alternative from nickel mining.
We cannot lead a green transition with dirty practices. That's why I propose we align with international practices like the ISO 14001 for environmental management.
We support the push for ethical sourcing. Our company is exploring certification through the Initiative for Responsible Mining Reinsurance, or like you said before, IRMA. And we've initiated internal ESG audits.
Standards without enforcement are just words. For climate finance to flow, we need traceability mechanisms like blockchain-based tracking and ESG benchmarking, tools. Now I recommend a joint task force to create a sustainable nickel passport, that is the name. There is a certified data that follows the metal from mine to battery.
Our company is already moving and in line with the direction, sir. We are testing hydroseeding, land reclamation, also reef rehabilitation. We've also begun exploring partnership for battery recycling and e-waste recovery. Innovation is not an option. It's a survival skill.
If you are serious, shift your operations to places like Morowali or Halmahera, where infrastructure already exists.
We are open for a relocation discussion, but we also need policy stability and clear transitions plan. Sudden stoppages or even blanket bans destroy investor trust.
We are trying to build an industrial ecosystem, not just mines, but battery plants, R&D, recycling centers. That requires innovation across the supply chain, not just in the mine pits.
And that is where the government must step in. We are working incentives for companies using clean tech, funding for recycling initiatives. Innovation must serve 3P: people, profit, and the planet. The government must be the referee and enabler. We will introduce a tiered incentive system, tax and subsidies for companies that adopt green tech, perform community engagement, and obtain international sustainability certification.
And we must include these incentives. No permit renewals for companies that violate environmental regulatories or fail community audits. Climate diplomacy requires credibility. Every broken promise weakens our case in securing green financing, in securing preferential trade terms, and the image in front of the public. We cannot risk that.
We welcome support but urge clarity. Regulatory zigzags kill innovations. What we need is a green mining roadmap, 5 years policy outlooks, consistent reporting requirements, and a clear path from explorations to reclamation.
But let's not forget about diplomacy. Indonesia should lead ASEAN framework on ethical, critical mineral sourcing. Together, we can shape global norms, reduce race-to-bottom competition, and ensure that green transition is truly sustainable. I think it's time to pause the friction and let's talk on what we can all agree on.
Yes. At the core, we all want some things: a thriving green economy and climate credibility, and protection of local communities and ecosystems.
From an investment standpoint, we need regulatory clarity, policy consistency, and public-private alignment. That's how we make Indonesia a hub for green innovation, not just resource extraction.
If we commit to these principles, not just in words but in practice, we can unlock billions of climate finance and secure Indonesia's place as a global sustainable leader. We need to find alternatives here without hurting the economy nor the environment. One option is to diversify. What is it is to boost sustainable tourism, fisheries, and marine farming in Raja Ampat.
Agreed. We're improving eco-friendly mining methods like erosion control with cocoa mesh and land reclamation, also coral reef rehabilitations.
Sure. I agree with you, and from a fiscal policy view, inclusive growth is also another key. Now let's involve communities in conservation and post-mining work so that the economic impact is more equitable for all of us. Thank you so much, everybody, for this fruitful discussion. We really appreciate your time in this busy schedule of yours. Thank you so much, Pak Rosan.
Thank you.